Mercury is a toxic element that can cause many health complications both in humans and marine organisms that come in contact with it. It is also non-biodegradable, which makes it almost impossible to remove from the ocean once disposed into the water. Two major reasons why mercury can be very destructive to ecological balance are their part in bioaccumulation and biomagnification. Bioaccumulation is when a toxin is being taken up by an organism faster than the bodies can expel the toxin, whereas biomagnification is the movement of any toxin up trophic levels by predation, such as these dolphins feeding on smaller fish that contain mercury in their bodies. We went out and asked a few people what they knew about mercury in the ocean.
I can't say that I really know a lot about it, but I do know that mercury, if we ingest mercury, it's bad for us.
Yeah, I don't know very much about that. I do know the first time I became aware of mercury being a problem was when I was a little kid. We'd play with thermometers. But as a grown-up, when I was pregnant, I remember the doctor saying that I probably shouldn't eat fish while I was pregnant because of the mercury. But I've never really researched why that's a problem.
From our interviews, we found that people knew that mercury can be bad, but don't know much about it being in the oceans. The primary source of mercury in the water is from the dumping of waste from aluminum factories, like the Alcoa plant shown here across from Lavaca Bay. Another source of mercury in the water is from the burning of waste on the west coast, releasing mercury vapors into the atmosphere. Once the atmospheric mercury settles in the water, bacteria convert it to methylmercury, which is the toxic form that enters the food web. The bigger question about mercury in the water is how to get rid of it. One solution that has been proposed is the placing of sediments on top of areas in the water where mercury has been dumped. However, a problem with this is that sediments are always in motion due to winds, currents, and storms, so this would not be a long-term solution.
A better solution to this problem would be to attack mercury pollution at the source. By keeping mercury waste out of our oceans and atmosphere, we can approach an end to the contaminating of the seas. Finding a helpful use for the mercury would be a long-term solution to keeping the mercury out of our oceans. Some of these uses for mercury could include battery electrodes, laboratory thermometers, as well as barometers. Conservative waste management practices can be beneficial to both us humans and marine life too.